Number 7 on the list is the Indian Sport Chief. The Indian Sport Chief for 2025 isn't trying to be subtle, and frankly, that's the whole point. It rolls in with a blacked-out brawler vibe, dripping with attitude and ready to pick a fight with anything parked too close. The styling is classic muscle with a modern twist, chunky front forks, a quarter fairing that actually looks mean, and slammed rear shocks that give it a squat, aggressive stance. Powering this street thug is the Thunderstroke 116 engine, which throws out a solid 120 horsepower and 120 foot-pounds of torque. That's plenty of twist to smoke the rear tire at a traffic light. The air-cooled V-twin is unapologetically old school, yet smooth enough to ride without shaking your breakfast loose. The Sport Chief also comes armed with technology that doesn't try to outsmart the rider. Ride modes, ABS, traction control, cruise control, and a 4-inch touchscreen that runs Apple CarPlay without acting like it's doing you a favor. The seating position is pure cruiser, feet forward, bars slightly raised, and saddle shaped like it was made to lean back and let the engine do the talking. Overall, the Indian Sport Chief is not just a new muscle cruiser. It's a loud, proud middle finger to boring bikes, starting at $17,499. Number 6. BMW R18. The BMW R18 for 2025 is a brute in a tuxedo. It's a fresh take on muscle cruisers from a brand better known for touring sedans and adventure bikes. But don't be fooled by the old-school styling. It's a new-age beast wearing a retro disguise. From the massive exposed shaft drive to the long wheelbase and teardrop tank, everything screams presence. Underneath all that vintage swagger is a boxer engine that looks like it bench presses gym equipment for breakfast. The 1800cc twin-cylinder engine churns out 91 horsepower, and it feels like it's pulling a freight train every time you twist the throttle. Torque is where the real party starts, and the R18 delivers more than enough to snap your neck back at a red light if you're not ready. It sounds like a baritone clearing its throat and moves like a heavyweight boxer who's surprisingly light on his feet. The electronics are sneakily modern, with selectable ride modes like rock, roll, and rain, because apparently normal, sport, and eco were just too boring. You also get cruise control, traction control, keyless ignition, and heated grips that make cold rides a little less character-building. The seat's low, the bars are wide, and the riding posture feels like you own the road, even when you're stuck in traffic. Overall, the R18 is a $56,000 nod to the past that punches well into the future. Number 5. Harley-Davidson Fat Bob 114. The Harley-Davidson Fat Bob 114 rolls into 2025 with more attitude than a bar fight at closing time. This is not your relaxed Sunday cruiser. It's a gritty, muscular street prowler with a look that means business. From the fat tires to the slashed exhausts, it screams rebellion. The front LED headlamp is tucked inside a menacing rectangular housing that feels more sci-fi than small town, and the bronze finishes on the engine and exhaust add a touch of modern brawler to this classic American brute. Underneath all that swagger is the Milwaukee 114 V-twin engine that churns out 100 horsepower, which is plenty to get your heart thumping and your neighbors concerned. Torque. A whopping 119 pound-feet of it, which means it pulls like it's trying to escape the law. It's air-cooled, of course, because this bike doesn't do high-tech frills, it does raw, thumpy power. The throttle response is instant and unfiltered, which is exactly what you want when traffic opens up and you're ready to punch it. On the road, the Fat Bob feels surprisingly nimble for something this beefy. The inverted front forks and twin-disc front brakes offer a confident ride, and that wide drag-style handlebar lets you throw it around corners with a grin. Overall, the Fat Bob 114 is a rebellious slice of American steel with a starting price just over $20,000. Number 4. Suzuki Boulevard. The Suzuki Boulevard M109R rides into 2025 not with a whisper, but with a deep, throaty growl that turns heads and rattles windows. It's not just another cruiser, it's a muscle machine in a sleeveless leather jacket, unapologetically wide and built to be noticed. With its massive rear tire, sweeping tank, and sculpted bodywork, it looks like it bench presses dumbbells before breakfast. At its heart beats a 1,783 cubic centimeter V-twin engine that doesn't just hum, it roars. You get 128 horsepower of pure twist-the-wrist fun, and with that much grunt on tap, you'll never be the last one off the line. It's liquid-cooled, fuel-injected, and makes no excuses about being thirsty for speed. This is not the bike for sipping tea and enjoying butterflies. It's for laying down thick black stripes of rubber and grinning like a lunatic under your helmet. Features include a fully digital dash, powerful dual front disc brakes, and a shaft drive that keeps things clean and low maintenance. The ride is surprisingly manageable despite the aggressive stance, and the seating position is comfortable enough for long stretches of highway dominance. Suspension is firm but not punishing, delivering a confident ride on city streets and wide-open roads alike. Overall, the M109R is still that brute of a cruiser, loud, bold, and worth every cent of its $16,000 price tag. Number 3. Harley-Davidson Breakout 117. The Harley-Davidson Breakout 117 rolls into 2025 as a lean, mean muscle cruiser with no interest in being subtle. With a stretched-out stance, chunky rear tire, and low-slung attitude, it's clearly more about flexing than blending in. The shiny chrome pipes, chiseled tank, and drag-style handlebars scream, "I skip leg day," while the chopped fenders and LED lighting tie it all together with modern swagger. It's the kind of bike that gets mistaken for a custom build, even when it's fresh off the showroom floor. At the heart of the Breakout 117 sits the Milwaukee 8117 engine, the most powerful V-twin offered in a Harley cruiser. That's 1,978 cubic centimeters of unapologetic torque-punching energy, delivering 103 horsepower straight to the pavement. Twist the throttle and it doesn't ask for permission, it just goes. It's air and oil-cooled, which means it sounds as raw as it feels. The 6-speed transmission keeps it classic, while the belt drive ensures you don't spend your weekends cleaning chains. The Breakout isn't all brute force, though. It's got cruise control, keyless ignition, and a digital display so sleek it looks like Harley finally gave in and let a tech nerd sit in a meeting. The ride is surprisingly plush for something this aggressive, and the wider stance gives you confidence in corners, even if you don't look like you belong in them. Overall, the Breakout 117 is all muscle, no nonsense, and absolutely not here to make friends. Number 2. Ducati Diaval V4. The Ducati Diaval V4 for 2025 is not your average cruiser. It's a muscle-bound brute in a tuxedo blending street fighter aggression with Italian elegance. It doesn't just roll up to a stoplight, it strikes a pose. With its sculpted tank, quad exhausts like a Gatling gun, and those menacing LED lights that look like they judge you for wearing flip-flops, this thing means business. The wide rear tire practically needs its own zip code, and the whole silhouette screams power without looking like it's trying too hard. Underneath all that beauty is a heart that beats fast and loud, a 1,158 cubic centimeter V4 Gran Turismo engine. This liquid-cooled beast delivers 168 horsepower. That's not just fast for a cruiser, it's borderline mischief. Ducati ditched the traditional Desmo valve system for spring valves, which means longer service intervals and less fussing. Tech-wise, it's like someone took the electronics suite from a spaceship and bolted it to a motorcycle. You get cornering ABS, launch control, adaptive cruise control, multiple ride modes, and a full-color display that feels more expensive than your first phone. Despite all the muscle, it rides surprisingly comfortably thanks to semi-active suspension and a relatively upright riding position. Overall, the Ducati Diaval V4 doesn't just flex, it performs, making muscle look sharp and speed feel civilized. Number 1. Triumph Rocket 3 Storm. Triumph isn't just flexing muscle in 2025, it's flaunting it unapologetically with the new Rocket 3 Storm. This machine doesn't whisper power, it shouts it down the boulevard while wearing dark shades. Draped in meaner blacked-out finishes, beefier wheels, and menacing twin headlights, the Rocket 3 Storm looks like it just walked out of a fight and is ready for round 2. At the heart of this monster lives a 3-cylinder, 2480cc engine, the largest production motorcycle engine in the world, and it's not just for show. It delivers a thumping 182 horsepower, which is enough to make sport bikes a little nervous. Twist the throttle and the torque practically yanks your soul forward. This isn't a bike that asks you to ride, it dares you to hold on. And for all that thrill, Triumph expects you to cough up around $24,500, which honestly feels like a decent price for a rolling torque volcano. Riding the Rocket 3 Storm is like taming a rebellious beast with premium manners. It comes with full-color TFT display, cruise control, cornering ABS, and multiple riding modes, all wrapped in a surprisingly refined and comfy saddle. Overall, the Rocket 3 Storm is not just a motorcycle, it's an event on two wheels. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.